Thank you for joining us for the Barbados Today evening news for Wednesday, February 14. I am Maria Claire Williams. Christchurch West MP Dr. Maria Agard confirmed today that she is teaming up with the United Progressive Party ahead of the next election. Dr. Agard made the announcement in Parliament this afternoon during her contribution to the debate on the appropriation bill. Agard has been an independent MP since she was expelled from the Barbados Labour Party 2 years ago. Earlier this year, the UPP announced that they had invited her to join their ranks ahead of the upcoming poll. She did not give a response at the time, but this afternoon she outlined her plans to the lower house in the presence of UPP members.
The time has come again for us to establish a new frontier of government or governance. Many have complained that in this current dispensation they are jaded and apathetic about the established parties and can find no confidence to support them as the next administration to lead Barbados forward. I too support those sentiments. Since my expulsion from the Barbados Labour Party, sir, for nothing more than standing on principle and refusing to subject myself to the victimization of known bullying, I have associated myself with an exciting group of fresh, passionate, intellectually sound and visionary Barbadians with clean hands, bold enough to form a new political party whose policies and vision satisfy my expectation of a new frontier. The political group, sir, is known as the United Progressive Party.
And in his contribution to the debate, Prime Minister Frendel Stewart gave his blessing to Dr. Agard and the new political party.
In conclusion, I should welcome the new political presence, new partisan political presence in the House. That is another aspect of the internal workings of our democracy. Right. I know that the leader of opposition business for that new party in this chamber, I'm left in no doubt about it. I've had some exchanges with her. I'm not the worst judge of human character around. I know that she and her leader, I sat with her leader in the other place, are committed to the development of this country.
In other news this evening, 2 schoolboys have been remanded to the Government Industrial School in connection with Monday's stabbing at St. Leonard's Boys' School. They were among 4 boys who were arrested and charged in connection with the incident in which 2 16-year-olds were stabbed. They were all formally charged with causing disturbance of an educational institution. One of the 16-year-olds was additionally charged with wounding, while a 15-year-old is facing an additional charge of assault occasioning actual bodily harm. 2 of the boys pleaded guilty to causing a disturbance and were remanded to the GIS. They are due to reappear in court on March 14. The 2 16-year-olds pleaded guilty to the offense of causing a disturbance. They were both bailed in the sum of $5,000 with 1 surety, and they will return to court on March 14. The 15-year-old also pleaded guilty to the offense of wounding and was further remanded to GIS until March 14. And the 16-year-old pleaded not guilty to assault occasioning actual bodily harm and was allowed to continue on bail. Police say they suspect foul play in the death of 73-year-old Shirley Rogers, whose body was found on Princess Alice Highway early this morning. The lawmen say they received a report around 6:19 that Rogers' body was found slumped on a seat at the bus shed. They are now awaiting the results of a post-mortem to determine the cause of death. And one of Rogers' former neighbors, who has been taking care of her, told the media that she recently fell on hard times.
I've known Shirley Rogers for as old as I am. She used to live where I was as a child in the Wellington Street Pondside area. And as a young girl, she used to take me to the beach and stuff like that. And she used to work at the fish market as well. And after different circumstances pushed her on the streets, I continue to feed Shirley every day. every day. She will tell me what she wants. Sometimes she wants something different that I have on my menu, and I make sure that she have what she wants because she was very nice to me as a young girl. I think she was living first in the bathrooms at the fish market, and something arose and she had to leave, and I think it could be about 2 to 3 years that she was living on the road.
Permanent Secretary in the Training and Administration Division of the Ministry of the Civil Service, Esworth Reed, is calling on senior managers in the public service to be more committed and forward-thinking to help address the current problems facing the country. Reed was addressing the opening of a 3-day strategic review and planning seminar at the Lloyd Erskine Sandiford Center. He reminded the managers that they are, in effect, the de facto managers of government business.
It would not be fair to the people of Barbados for one to aspire to be a permanent secretary or head of a department, and after being given the privilege to perform in that role, that person suddenly ignores the responsibility that comes with the job and performs at a level as if he or she were a glorified entry-level clerical officer. It robs the system of the opportunity of having someone who would work to help carry the country forward.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Thank you for staying with us. We're back with news from the region. A warning from the head of the private sector organization of Jamaica that the country risks becoming a failed state if crime is not contained. The caution from Howard Mitchell comes amid escalated criminal activity on the island. We get more in this report from TVJ News.
PSOJ head Howard Mitchell says he came under heavy criticism for using the term failed state recently in describing Jamaica. However, at a Rotary Club meeting in Kingston on Tuesday, he reiterated his view, this time calling for urgent action to ensure Jamaica does not become one.
I am sounding a warning that in relation to public order and to the control and management of our citizen security, the state is failing.
For Mr. Mitchell, the term failed state is applicable to countries that are unable to deliver on at least one of its primary responsibilities, such as providing security for all citizens. He argues that for Jamaica, there have been many failed crime plans over the past 2 decades, all of which have made the same recommendations, including improving the performance of the police force and the promise of social intervention. Mr. Mitchell said, while crime plans continue to focus on murders, those killings are not the beginning of crime, but the end product of a slew of other issues that continue to be ignored. He says the PSOJ has the right to constructively criticize the political directorate on both sides for the direction the country is heading in.
And finally, Zimbabwe's main opposition leader, Morgan Tsvangirai, has died. He was 65. The former prime minister had reportedly been suffering from colon cancer. His career was marked by a political struggle against the country's former president, Robert Mugabe. That's the evening news. Remember, you can get more on our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're on Izumi Media in bus terminals and on Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also find us on Mix 96.9 FM. I am Maria Agard Williams. Good evening.